That right there is the Space Shuttle Atlantis. Welcome to Luis TV. We are at the Kennedy Space Center. NASA, right there. We're gonna go in and look at some science stuff. Oh my God, this is just too cool. Look at this. Right behind me is the Atlas rocket. This thing has helped us go to space a bunch of times. This rocket is 105 feet tall or something like that. That's cool. Okay, for more amazingness, right behind me, that is a Saturn rocket. One of the rockets that lifted the Apollo missions into space back in the 60s. Look at how massive this thing is. It's quite large. 223 feet tall. Well, long, I guess, in this configuration. Speaking of the Saturn rockets, behind me is one of its engines. Now, that thing was massive, okay? 223 feet is like 36 stories. The whole vehicle weighed like 7 million pounds. There was a cluster of these engines at the bottom of this rocket. Yeah, that thing lifted the Saturn V rocket 38 miles above the surface. And another NASA workhorse, as they call it. This is the Delta II rocket. Man, I wish I could show you from up there. This thing is huge. This rocket right here has lifted the Opportunity rovers into space. Back here is actually the bottom of the Saturn V rocket, and
the year that they sent it to the space, it was registered as the loudest sound that humankind has done in history.
Wendy's doing space yoga right here, right underneath the Saturn V rocket. Yes, Neil, preach it. Sometimes I complain about this lens being too wide, just wide enough to get the whole rocket in the photo. There is the Space Shuttle Atlantis. That is the ship. That thing had its first flights in 1985 and its last one in 2011. It flew 33 missions.
That's how you introduce a real spaceship.
That's cool, we have the real ship over there. But here is Hubble. That is not the real Hubble telescope, that is a mock-up. The real Hubble telescope is in space, still working, soon to be replaced by the James Webb telescope. There is so much to look at here. Every single thing is super cool. I cannot take my eyes off of this thing. Seriously, that's Space Shuttle Atlantis right there. So this pulse, as you see right here on the tail and the nose of the Atlantis space shuttle, this is how they change speed and how they change direction in space. There's a little rocket nozzles. They called it the RCS, the Reaction Control System.
There, our mission was to go up and capture a satellite that had been had a launch malfunction, being launched on an expendable rocket. They had a perfectly good satellite in an unusable orbit.
It's so hard to be here and not touch it. It's like, look at that.
It's so amazing. You know, the space shuttle is enormous. It's huge. I mean, I don't know how long it is. So it looks like it's close and within reach, but trust me, none of it is within reach. And I want to touch it so bad. And this is the bottom view of the Space Shuttle Atlantis. There's thousands of silicon tiles on the bottom of this spacecraft, basically protecting the whole ship from burning up in re-entry. Sadly, when Space Shuttle Columbia exploded in re-entry, it was because of one of those tiles being damaged. The tiles on the bottom reached temperatures of 1600 degrees C. That's 3000 degrees Fahrenheit during re-entry. There are 24,300 tiles on the bottom of this spaceship. There's an adult up there. Let's do it. of Space Shuttle Atlantis? Real Space Shuttle Atlantis. This I didn't know. Space Shuttle rolled on Michelin tires. So this Michelin pilots right here had to support 120 tons at landing at 240 miles per hour. That's a tire right there. This is truly the most extraordinary machine that man has ever built. This is just about the best exhibit I have ever seen in my entire life at any museum, bar none. Bye-bye, Space Shuttle Atlantis.
For those who have not been there, the introduction is just like kills you. I don't know, you don't need to be a science lover. I am a science lover, but I think you don't have to, just to enter to the description of how it happened. And then by the end, they surprise you with the Atlantis. It's just like, te toma el aliento.
That Atlantis thing was just too cool. This next exhibit is called the Hall of Heroes. And I think they have an actual NASA Hall of Fame in here. Mercury capsule that went up in space, and it's attached to the Atlas rocket that took it there. And this here is the Mercury Mission Control, a mock-up of it actually. More space yoga. There is an actual Hall of Fame here, and of course right in the middle of the entrance is a statue of Alan Shepard. He was the first American in space. Sally Ride right there. Didn't she get a song named after her?
Hey mama, te vas para el espacio.
What's this?
Uy, ay.
Ouch! Ooh.
Here's a T-Rex. That's scary.